How's it going, everyone? Today I'll be talking about the recently released game by MintRocket, Dave the Diver. I'm sure I'm not the first person to have been impressed by this game. After all, reviews on Steam are overwhelmingly positive, and a lot of popular streamers and YouTubers have taken the time to play it. But I just want to share some of my own thoughts and personal feelings on why I think this game is greater than the sum of its parts. I've put in about 45 hours, and I'm going to do my best to be as spoiler light as possible in this review. That said, some of what I'm going to say, some of what I'm going to show is going to spoil some aspects of this game. If you just want to know whether or not I think this game is good, I do. I recommend it. Go get it. If that's what you're trying to get out of this video, there you go. But if you want to know the reasons why, stay tuned. I'm going to break down what I think sets this game apart from others like it in 4 categories: pacing, gameplay, story, and a category that I'm just going to call vibes. Starting off with an aspect of the game that bears a lot of weight for your overall enjoyment, the pacing. Initially, Dave the Diver will present you with a compelling gameplay loop, deep sea exploration during the day, and restaurant management at night. Where I think the developers hit a stroke of genius, though, is how it introduces mini-games and secondary mechanics. It lets you get comfortable, but it never lets you get bored. So let me unpack that. Every time you achieve an objective throughout the main story of Dave the Diver, the game introduces you to a new minigame or management mechanic. Almost all of these mechanics in one way or another enrich the core gameplay loop, whether it's unlocking paths to new upgrades or making it possible to achieve new recipes. The game gives you options and does such a good job of presenting new things at a pace where nothing really has time to outstay its welcome. Next, let's talk about the gameplay itself. A good word to describe it would be inspired. It dips into a lot of bags. You could say games like Stardew Valley, WarioWare, Overcooked, Subnautica, a bunch of other games I'm forgetting or haven't played. But it does enough different from these games to keep itself from feeling derivative. Or at the very least, it borrows so little. Like, I bring up Stardew Valley because there's this small mechanic of farming, but that's it. It doesn't really take too much else from it. It feels more like an homage. The challenge level stays consistently easy to medium for most of the game, with maybe a couple exceptions, but this game isn't setting out to be the Dark Souls of exploration sims. It makes up for the lack of challenge with variety and charm. Which brings me to the next element of the game which deserves praise, the story. Light spoilers ahead. The premise of the game is simple. You are Dave. Dave likes to dive. You have a buddy named Cobra who's always getting you into schemes, and he introduces you to Boncho and volunteers you to supply and help out with his restaurant. And from there, hilarity ensues. Seriously, that's the gist of it. Sure, there's the whole underwater society, evil mermaid zombies, and the bit with the social commentary on corporate pollution, but the game is really about the characters. Each has their own story and problem, and most are conveyed with equal parts comedy and charm. The story does get predictable at times, with you being able to see where it's going clearly after the setup, but some of the setups are so genuine that they do come as a surprise, and the story unfolds satisfyingly nonetheless. Last but not least, I really don't know any other way to say this except that this game is a vibe. The music, the art, everything just fits together. First off, the music does a great job of putting you in this exploration trance when you're diving. The story beats are scored well. There's a lot of humor in the sound design. You can tell a lot of work went into it, a lot of attention to detail. There's talking sound bites that come out every time a character talks, and It never gets jarring, which I imagine couldn't have been an easy task for every single character to come out with a little noise that wouldn't get on your nerves after a while. But I never noticed it, and sometimes I even liked the noise that they would pick. I'd be like, oh yeah, that really fits for this character. The art is also amazing. The gameplay is great to look at in and of itself, but you're often rewarded with these short pixel art animated cutscenes anytime you clear an objective, and they're all so fun that I can't imagine very many people skipping them the first time around. Like I said, an incredible attention to detail that left me enjoying the hell out of this game. So please do yourself a favor and purchase this game for yourself. If you're anything like me, you will not regret it. Let me end by saying thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit that like, comment, subscribe to stay tuned. I have a lot of future content coming out that I hope to release in this channel. I appreciate you. Have a good one.